You have to look past the superficial similarities of ice and snow and realize that the North and South Poles are radically different environments, separated by geography, time, and evolution. Popular culture frequently groups penguins and polar bears together, but in reality, they live an entire planet apart. The most immediate barrier keeping polar bears out of the southern hemisphere is geography. The Arctic, where polar bears thrive, is actually a frozen, landlocked ocean surrounded by the northern edges of North America, Europe, and Asia. It was incredibly easy for ancient land mammals to wander onto the northern sea ice. Antarctica, conversely, is an isolated giant landmass surrounded by the Southern Ocean, thousands of miles of the deepest, roughest, and coldest open water on Earth. While polar bears are phenomenal swimmers classified as marine mammals, their biology is designed for navigating ice floes, not traversing entire oceans. They simply have no physical way to cross the equator and swim to the bottom of the world. The second reason is a matter of timing. Millions of years ago, the Earth's continents were clustered together into a supercontinent called Pangaea. If polar bears existed back then, they could have easily walked to the region that is now the South Pole. However, Antarctica broke away and became an isolated icy fortress roughly 45 million years ago. Bears didn't even begin to appear on Earth until about 30 million years ago, and the polar bear specifically is a massive evolutionary newcomer. They split from common brown bears less than 500,000 years ago, adapting their fur, teeth, and digestive systems exclusively to hunt the marine mammals of the frozen Northern Ocean. By the time the very first polar bear evolved in the north, Antarctica had already been locked behind an impassable ocean barrier for tens of millions of years. The bears missed the window by an immense geological margin. This geographic separation profoundly shaped the wildlife at both poles. In the Arctic, prey animals like seals evolved alongside land predators like bears and wolves, making them hypervigilant. In Antarctica, because no large land predators could ever reach the continent, animals like penguins and Weddell seals developed what biologists call they have zero fear of large creatures on land because they have never needed it. If humanity were to ever relocate polar bears to Antarctica to save them from melting Arctic ice, it would not be a peaceful transition. Because Antarctic animals are entirely defenseless on land, the introduction of a 1,000-pound apex predator would result in an absolute ecological slaughter, rapidly wiping out entire populations of penguins and native seals that have no concept of land-based danger. The ancient Greeks understood this divide perfectly without ever visiting the poles. They named the northern sky Arctos, meaning bear, after the Ursa Major constellation. Antarctica literally translates to Antarctos, the opposite of the bear.